Great. So there's a lot of companies out there in the programmatic space. So if I'm an agency and a company, how do I pick a programmatic partner?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd say there's two buckets and two things you want to consider. So the first is just very tactical media-based questions. So making sure that there's a bunch of boxes you should check around inventory sources and supply side and what exchanges are they integrated in, how many PMP deals they have, what type of data they have, all that type of stuff, transparency. All those are really, in my mind, the tactical day-to-day questions that you'll wanna answer. And realistically, I think you have to check the box, but realistically, majority of that's commoditized at this point. So a lot of DSPs have access to the same exchanges, the same data. So I'd say the second bucket where I'd recommend almost every agency, especially in the mid tier focusing, is where's the agency now? What's the current state? What do you want the future state to be at the agency? And how do you get a partner that can help you get there? So do you want to bring programmatic in house? Well, does that partner have the resources and the education and the skill sets and the training to help you do that? Do you have the bandwidth? Do you have to automate some of the other portions of your business to bring that in house? So I think for an agency, it's really talking the media side of the business and then the business side of the business, and how do you get a partner that can kind of do both?
Hmm. It's interesting. It's similar. I was on another show recently and asked the question about when do you pick a digital agency, and it was that similar. It was sort of looking at your in-house staff and saying,
Yep.
okay, where are my strengths, where are my weaknesses, and where can I fill those weaknesses with an outside agency? And finding a programmatic partner is similar to that. It's looking and saying, where do I want to go? What do I currently have? And then how do I get from here to there? And how can a partner help me get there?
Yeah, it's spot on. And one of I think the biggest misconceptions in the industry is that programmatic is going to automate some of your business. And so agencies are like, hey, I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to automate my media buying, and it's going to be easy peasy, and it's going to be great, right? Realistically, programmatic in and of itself isn't necessarily automating any of your business. It's bringing a new platform, it's a new skill set. You need new people. So really, it's making your business a little bit more complex. It's certainly automating some of the media buying, but it just you really have to look at all of your processes at the agency level and say, okay, how do I automate some of the processes over here so I have more time and can be more profitable when I bring the programmatic in house.
When someone's putting together a marketing plan for now we're heading into the next 6 months of the year, when's it a good time to involve a partner like Centro?
Yeah, I would say anytime you have a question on something that you don't know how to navigate or something's not profitable, you should always lean on your trusted partners, whether that's Centro or someone else. We have a lot of subject matter experts that can help navigate that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say on the media side of the business, really anytime you have a question. I think on the tech stack, automating your business, setting yourself for the future from software, I actually think now is a perfect time because the world's in this disruption with COVID, and it's going to be more important to set ourselves up for the rebound on the other side. And realistically, because media spend is down, a lot of folks have time to rethink through some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how do you rethink through your processes and your softwares so that when you come out on the other side, you come out flying, and this actually helps you long term? So
Mm-hmm.
I think now is a really good time to start to think about software, but I'd say tap into any of your partners anytime you have questions on the media side of things.
A question for someone who's not familiar with programmatic, right? How would you explain it?
Yeah, I would explain it as it's a way to transact media. So I think where folks get it wrong is when they look at it as a tactic on a plan. Really, where I would say what it's changed is before we had the telephone, we used to write letters, and now you can pick up the phone and you can communicate differently. This is just a different way to buy media. So I think the misconceptions around it's just remnant inventory or it's not top tier quality is all very, very incorrect. because more high quality, you can buy Hulu programmatically, you can buy streaming audio programmatically, you can buy all the CTV, OTT, all this really premium inventory. I describe it as it's a way to buy inventory without the manual process of insertion orders, dealing with salespeople, that type of stuff. And it's done in real time and you bid on it. So it's very similar to like a Facebook or a Google where it's all biddable inventory.
Is the key then to programmatic understanding your audience? Because it sounds like you're buying an audience, right? You go to Bloomberg or you go to New York Times and you're bidding in real time to put an ad on that spot because that user matches a certain audience profile, right? So it would sound like to be successful in programmatic, you really have to understand who your audiences are.
For sure. And understanding who your audiences are, understanding how you manage your own data. So if you have a lot of first party data, how do you activate that really strategically, programmatically? And I would say it's just like top marketing across any channels. It's, right person, right place, right time, right message. Mm-hmm. There's times where audience data, it might be a really niche category. It might be in something like pharma where there are HIPAA compliance laws where you're really focused around contextual or you're really focused around something that's a little more high impact and making a splash. So I don't think it's as easy as saying it's knowing your audience. It's really knowing good marketing and good creative and hitting the right person at the right time with the right message.
Brilliant. Tom, this has been fantastic. Really enjoyed it. It's been educational. So thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.